not. They may need Prozac. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, so in tune with our opening thought, middle children have been said to always be the most neglected of all children in the family. The middle child always has to follow the leadership of the first child and ensure that the youngest child is cared for and protected. From your experience, would you agree or disagree with this, and why? Kyle.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. I was actually hoping to get that question because I have some experience with that. I have a middle sister. I'm the oldest, and I've got a younger sister and a middle sister. Now, it makes it especially bad for her because she has a birthday. It's April 15th. It's tax day.
It's my birthday.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Nice.
On top of that, she had a younger sister. Younger sister has a birthday April 15th also. So she doesn't even get her own birthday. She is a little bit lost and distraught about, okay, where do I fit in? And she has had a little bit of that complex. But I have seen that happen. She's commented on it before because of that, because I can't believe you stole my birthday. And but she loves her little sister, and she's grown up to be an amazing young woman. But I do see a little bit of that.
Great. Thank you so much.
Is your birthday? Oh, no.
Well, close, March.
Oh, see, yeah, same time.
Before we go on, I just wanted to quickly share for our guests what Table Topics is all about. Basically, this is a time where, as Table Topics Master, I present questions that no one has seen or heard prior to this time, and I get the privilege of choosing who will answer that question. So in other words, it's impromptu speaking at its best. So as we go forward, you will hear some others speak, and then I will give an opportunity for you, if you would like to, answer a question towards the end. I'll give you the choice, but it really allows us to think on our feet, as Mary Jane said earlier, and help us to put in place that slowing down, thinking before we speak, for as much as we can in 1 to 2 minutes. Okay? All right, with that, my second question. Birth order is known to contribute to the big 5 personality traits: extroversion, neuroticism, agreeableness, conscientiousness, and openness to experience. Thinking about where you fall in line in your family or from what you've experienced, which personality trait do you possess or have been said to possess if you're still in denial about it, that may be attributed to your birth order? Aaron.
Wow. Never a prosaic moment, as you can probably tell. Especially because, we have the speeches, but also we have a prosaic table topics. So, please, can you provide me the 5 again?
Sure.
Really quickly before I proceed, I just want to...
Sure. They were extroversion, neuroticism, agreeableness, conscientiousness, and openness to experience.
Okay. Well, I have a very interesting family dynamic, given that I am the youngest of 4. I have 3 older sisters. By my father, he was married to my mom, to their mother before marrying my mother. And so although I'm their little brother, I'm my mom's only child. So with that being said, I have to separate this. Within the family, constructs of the family, I would say I'm all of them besides neuroticism. Now, with that being said, definitely the one open to experience. And I'd say an extrovert sometimes. Because prior to that, I was a little bit of an introvert until I decided just not to care. Then I became an extrovert. But definitely, like I said, open to experience. I've never been afraid of anything at all, like snakes to girls to anything like kids go through and are afraid of. And I've always been the one to try to set the precedent. Let's make a mark and let's build something from here. So I think I brought the positivity to my family dynamics. Now, definitely within my mom's family, when I was a singular child, I think I was all five, and there was a little bit of neuroticism in there, but I was quickly humbled. I have cousins, and also I would definitely say open to experience. The world was my oyster, still is, and I've been waiting to be checked. Boom.
How did I know we would get a wonderful answer to that question from Aaron?
You know, I never give prosaic speeches, that's why. It's like 4.5 or 5. I have to get you.
A psychologist has been studying middle children. She believes that although middles are neglected, both by parents and researchers, they actually benefit from this in the long run. They become more independent, think outside the box, feel less pressure to conform, and are more empathetic, thus making them better employees with a greater skill set and excellent team players and partners. That being said, Bruno, do you think we should add this question? Being, are you an only, oldest, middle, or youngest child, to job interviews to gain greater personality and tendency insight on this possible employee?
That was a very well thought out question.
Thank you.
Good question.
And let me just add that I love following up Aaron. Just I feel like, first of all, he's gonna pick up the mic from the floor. That's Lord. You're absolutely right. Middle children make for great employees in many ways. They have to overcome a lot. They don't get any tailwinds. They don't get any of the benefits from the older children that get all the attention from the grandparents because they're the firstborns, or the babies that are the babies, so they get all the extra attention. So they've overcome more in life to get to where they are. So absolutely, I think on average the middle child be a better employee. I think where they might struggle is to be maybe an entrepreneur or something where they just gonna need a little more self-confidence or be able to be more risk-taking. So in answering your question directly, you asked whether this should be added to job interviews. I think it's a good idea. I think as a component to the job interview process, big data is taking over the world in many ways. This is we should use it to our advantage. We just got to be careful not to let the big data also just take over who the individual is. But absolutely, let's do it. I'm all for embracing big data. Thank you very much.
Go big or go home is my thought when it comes to cars. I remember going out to choose my most recent vehicle, and my husband said, that BMW 3 Series is cute. Go try it out. I said, this is cute, but it is too small. The dealer said, well, why not a 5 Series? You only have one kid at the time. I said, I don't want to be in the middle. That makes it look like I can afford the little one, but not the big one. 7 Series all the way. Needless to say, I didn't end up actually getting that car. And I'm just kidding. But I have to admit, I like big body vehicles. That being said, what is something you'd accept the mid-size on over the smaller or larger version? Or would you not? Mark.
So, this always distracts me. What would I accept the mid-size of
Or not.
or not? I suppose for mid-size, well, whenever you get a rental car, I feel like the mid-size actually is a good place to be because a lot of times the compact cars are a little too small, especially if you're over in a foreign country like over in Europe or Australia or a place like that, sometimes the compact cars tend to be very compact. But then on the flip side, you don't want a large car because they're expensive for one. And again, over in some foreign countries, if you're driving around Europe in an SUV, you're just going to stick out. So, I remember we went to the Seychelles, which is a little island off of the coast of Africa. We had 5 people, and I think in that case we might have actually not gone with just the middle. We might have opted for the big, but they didn't have a big. All they had was basically a one size because the roads there are very small. And so it was a whole bunch of people. We had suitcases sitting on top of us to get to our hotel. So I feel like whenever you get a rental car, a mid-size is probably a good place to be, unless you don't have any luggage. But I feel like it's a solid choice to go with. Plus, and then if you're a preferred customer, sometimes you'll get upgraded to a nicer car anyway. So that's why I think the middle is a good option.
You have time for one more?
Yes.
One more? Okay, great. How you feeling? You want to get to the
Okay.
You don't, no pressure.
You can do it. I'll give you an easy one.
Okay. I'll read the
Easy.
question.
Just make it up.
Okay. A quote from the show Malcolm in the Middle. Malcolm says, "I expect nothing and I'm still let down." I have to admit that I've quite often thought on a similar line of hope for the best, but don't expect it, so I'm not disappointed. Some may disagree. What are your thoughts on preparation? Do you expect something, expect nothing, or fall somewhere in the middle?
Yeah.
Got it.
Would you mind repeating those questions?
Sure. When it comes to preparation, whether it be for something for work or an event that you know is coming up, you can be creative. Do you expect something, expect nothing, or fall somewhere in the middle?
In anything that I go to, I do prepare. I plan to prepare. However, that doesn't mean that I am perfect at it. And I have high expectation for me. Sorry, I don't know what else to say.
That's okay. That's good. Thank you, everyone, and now we'll return it to Madam Toastmaster.
Atta'ya.
Your questions, I've never wanted to be called on so badly for table topics, but it's okay.
Let me ask my last question.
It's okay. I do feel much more validated about my importance in this world as a middle child, so thank you for that. And Bruno, I am a hard worker. That is why Northrop hired me. No. Well, then I'm going to move on to the evaluation portion of the meeting. And for the evaluation portion, we do have the speech evaluations. Sarah, can you please give us the timing on that?
Absolutely. You will have 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate the speeches. Green, you will be at 2 minutes. Yellow, 2.5. And when you see red, you'll be at 3 minutes with 30 seconds to conclude.
Thank you.